All right, guys. So we, in this video, are going to talk about the calculator steps involved with finding the line of best fit, the coefficient of determination, which is r squared. In the last lesson, we did it for linear. We're going to talk about linear, quadratic, and exponential. Okay. So to use this in the calculator, we're going to find a linear, quadratic, and exponential line of regression and graph, and then use the coefficient of determination, r squared, to determine the line of best fit. And we want r squared to be as close to 1 as possible. We kind of talked about that in the last lesson. All right, so let's talk about this here. So we're going to use the calculator to complete this. Before we do anything with our calculator, the first thing you need to do when you walk in is reset it. So second plus 7, 1, 2. Just do that at the beginning of every day for a little while now. So step 1 is enter the data from your table, and we're going to press Stat, Edit, Enter. Okay, and we're going to type in the L1 values. The year up here is L1. The tuition is going to be L2. Now notice these have these values, 0, 1, 2. That's what we're going to type in. The only time you type in those values is if it gives you that. Otherwise, we would type in the numbers 2011, 2012, and so on. You press enter after every number you type in. 6, enter, 7, enter. All right, we're going to go over to L2 to type in tuition. Do not put commas. 26,674, enter. 28,000. Nope, I missed the other one. Delete. 27,670, enter. 28,124, enter. 28,088, enter. 30,210, enter. 32,543, enter. 33,685, enter. And 35,479. Something you will have to make sure you do correctly today. See how these both end in the same place? If they do not, you have a mismatch somewhere, and your calculator will tell you you have a mismatch. All right, we have done step 1. We are going to switch step 1 and step 3 because you need to do step 3 first, and that's turn on your scatter plot. We are going to go to second y equals, so press second y equals, and we are going to press, we are on plot 1, we're going to press enter, so plot 1 is highlighted, okay. We are going to turn it on, enter, and then we're going to go all the way down. We're good. Everything's how it should. It's on. It's a scatter plot. It's L1, L2. We are good to go. Once we do that, we're crossing this step out. That is step 3. I'm going to relabel it as step 2. Then we're going to do step 3. Now, we're not doing most of this. We're going to cross most of it out. We are going to adjust our window, but we're going to adjust our window by pressing Zoom 9 to automatically adjust the window. The rest of this, we're not doing. There is absolutely no point in deciding your domain or any of that stuff. We're only going to press Zoom 9, okay? So press Zoom 9, and there is our graph, okay? That is how we graph the scatter plot. So we'll be graphing the scatter plot in that way, okay? Now we're going to talk about the correlation of determination, which is r squared. And the closer to 1 it is, the better it is. So step 4 says turn on the diagnostics. And we're going to do that by pressing mode right here. And looking and seeing where you're looking for stat diagnostic. I don't see it, so go down until there's stat diagnostic. Notice how it's off. So we need to go down. And we need to turn it on. Okay. And then we're just going to press second mode to get out of that. Okay, so we turn that on. You only have to turn that on every class period. All right, now let's talk about regression, which is what we're actually doing today. All right, step 5, find the linear equation. We've already typed in our data. We've already looked at the scatter plot. To find the regression, we are going to press stat, which we've pressed before. We're going to calculate over to calculate, right up here. And we're going to choose linear regression, number 4. We are going to arrow down, and we are going to press calculate. Okay, so we're going to cross out. We are not doing this step. We are literally arrowing down to calculate and press enter. All right, we are looking at our coefficient of determination, which is r squared. So r squared in this situation is 0.935, okay? The line of best fit. Notice how this says y equals. Y equals A. A is 1,274.87 x plus B, which is 25,847.08. I rounded to 2 decimal places because we're actually talking about money here, okay? That is what our linear regression looks like. I've completed linear regression. All that means is I'm writing the equation of a line that matches this data, Zoom 9, that we've been looking at. I wrote an equation of this data, okay? Let's talk about quadratic regression. It is the same thing. It's the same steps. Stat, over to calculate, not down, over to calculate. Then we want quadratic regression, number 5, all the way down to calculate. I am not doing this step again. There's no point in doing this step, okay? Same values. We want r squared, which is 0.978. Notice it is closer to 1 than 0.935, which means quadratic is better than linear. So we're going to go ahead and write that equation. Y equals, our A value is 136.52 x squared plus 319.24 x plus, I'm going to run out of room, but I'm going to do the best I can, 26,802.71. It does say 0.71. Very sorry that is that messy. All right, we have completed that one. Okay, let's see if exponential is better. Sometimes it's possible that exponential is better. Same process. Press stat. Go over to calculate. Choose 0, so it's all the way at the bottom. And go all the way down to calculate and press enter. Okay, still going to cross out this one. I'm not doing that. Okay. Our r squared value this time is 0.944, which tells us quadratic is better, but exponential is better than linear. However, since quadratic is the best, that's the one that's actually going to match. But we're going to go ahead and write the line of best fit, and this one is y equals our A value, 26,079.15 times 1.04 to the x power. Okay, so that's how I find each. All right, at the bottom of this, we're going to write our conclusion. The data that we are given is best represented by the quadratic equation. Y equals 136.52 x squared plus 319.24 x plus 26,802.71 with an r squared value of 0.978. Okay, so today we are going to get the r squared value to determine which one is better, linear, quadratic, exponential. Okay, So we are going to keep going with these ideas, but these two need glued in on the appropriate pages, okay? And then we will get started on extra examples. But that is how you work the graphing calculator.